guys, how's it? We are back. We are back. It's Sunday, as you know. We are about to do our weekly analysis with your mentor Nimrod. Some of you know me as Jama, part of Market Luminaries. So we are about to start with our weekly setups. So as you can see on the screen, you are looking at Euro USD, but we haven't started. Remember, we are only focusing on three major pairs. You understand? We focus on three most traded pairs. So let me also just give me a second. I want to also display a peek. Like I open the front camera so that you can see, and also open the front camera so that you can also be able to see me. So just give me time while people are joining. Also, please like the live if you are interested in the information that we are sharing. Which one? Okay, it's this one. We want to use the second one. So okay guys, we are just setting up our camera, so kindly be patient. We are about to start now. Okay. Okay, we'll have to use this one then. No problem. We will use this one. So okay guys, let's go back to the charts. Let's go back to the charts. I'm sure now everyone can see me. So let me just do it like this, and then from there then we can lock it. Okay, let's go back to the charts guys. Let's go back to the charts. So for today guys, we are going to be focusing on Nasdaq, USDT and gold. You understand? Those are the pairs that we do for this week. Those are the pairs that we deal with as market luminaries, meaning we are going to be focusing on three most traded pairs. They are the major pairs. So that's why whenever the market is having volume, they are the most pairs that you can see them moving, like creating long movements. You understand? At some point they are different from exotic pairs. How are you, Owen? How are you, Owen Paul? Your sound is not perfectly clear. So how about now? How about now, guys? Before we start, how about now? Is the sound perfect? Is the sound perfect before we can continue? You can just type it in the comment section because the sound, it needs to be clear. The sound needs to be clear, guys. Okay. Okay, no problem, no problem. So we can start, guys. We can start with our setups. So these were last week's setups, guys. Remember these setups. We did these setups last week on gold. You understand? We did this. This is gold. We are going to start with gold. Remember, we just do 3 pairs and then we call it a night. So this is gold. We can see that it gave us the high that we were looking for, and then now it's giving us the low that we've been waiting for. And then after the low, the market needs to do what? It needs to push to the upside and give us a change of character there on a 15-minute time frame like this. You understand? It needs to push up and give us a change of character. So the setup was done on a H4 time frame. Remember, with us, we analyze using a 4 hours time frame. We analyze using a 4 hours time frame. So you can see on our H4, these were last week's analysis. So the market is currently respecting our analysis so far on gold. So meaning at some point we can see that the analysis are playing along, but we can also renew them. You understand? But the market is giving us exactly what we've been waiting for. You understand? It's giving us exactly what we've been waiting for. We can see that from here, last week, we said that we are expecting the market to shoot up and then down. You understand? After that, we are expecting the market to give us a low here, and then after the low, we are expecting the market to push to the upside and give us a change of character. Meaning, once it takes out this high, we are expecting a pullback, and then we take our entry, and then we target the overall the untested supply zone there. You understand? So we can just renew this analysis, but there is nothing to renew here on this analysis so far, because we are still waiting for confirmation. Remember, we are still waiting for confirmation. The market is currently following our last week setup. You understand? The market is currently following last week setup. So at some point, we are still waiting for confirmation on gold. So since on gold we are still waiting for confirmation, I'm sure everyone understands gold and how it's sitting. We can just renew the analysis for those who were not here last week when we were analyzing gold. You understand? We can just start over. So let us start. So this is gold. You understand? We can just remove everything on gold. So we can see that gold gave us a high here. First thing we need to look at, guys, whenever we open a chart, we need to look at the current trend. We can see that the current trend, the market is moving in a downtrend, right? The market is moving in a downtrend. You understand? It's moving in a downtrend. It's creating lows and then breaking them. So if you are looking at the trend, you are looking at something like this. It's a channel. The market is moving in a channel to the downside, right? We can see that the market is breaking structures to the downside. From here, it created a movement like this. You understand? From here, we are expecting a reaction to the upside. This is what we are expecting for the market to give us. You understand? So if you can see the market clearly, please also say so. You can also just type there until you can definitely see the market clearly. You understand? You can just type on the comment section if you can see the market clearly. You can just type on the comment section before we can move. We need to make sure that you can definitely see the market. Okay, I think everyone sees the market clearly. And then this is what we are expecting gold to do. Before we can continue with the analysis, first you need to look at the market in an overall direction, knowing that the market is creating, it's moving in a channel, creating up, down, moving in a downtrend channel. You understand? Meaning we can definitely see this channel, you see, and then from here we are expecting the market to react, meaning we are expecting the market to start buying. We are expecting buying opportunities. So what do we do? How do we approach the market with the strategy that we are using? We see here we have a high there, and then we have a low here. So that's our overall high and our overall low. You understand? That's our overall high and our overall low. We can see that our overall low was this one here, but it was broken. You understand? Meaning the low was taken out, the market retested, and then now it also grabbed sell side liquidity. Meaning at some point after it grabbed sell side liquidity, we are expecting a reaction for the market to push like this. You understand? This is what we are expecting in the market. But at some point we need to analyze the market. How do we get this movement? How do we get our entry from here to there? Because at some point we don't want to miss this entry. How do we get it? So let us begin. Let us begin. So this low was taken out, meaning that low is no longer valid. We can just use it as a break of structure. So we can see that the market, where the market is sitting, we need to come here. You understand? On FH4 time frame, we can see where the market is sitting. Now we need to know, we need to find reasons if the market is buying. What's going to cause the market to buy? You understand? We have a fair value gap here. You understand? Here, you can see that this candlestick, it was never filled. It created a gap. So this is a fair value gap, guys. You understand? This is a fair value gap. So if we can extend this gap to the right, let's see, is the market reacting in that fair value gap, or is it breaking the fair value gap? So let's see. Let's extend the fair value gap to the right. So we keep extending it until we see the actual market and monitor if the market is respecting the fair value gap or not. Okay, we can definitely see, you see, we can definitely see it clearly that the market is inside the fair value gap. You understand? It's inside the fair value gap. Now, what do? We need to see, is it Is the market breaking through like this? Is the market breaking through the fair value gap like this, or is it breaking above the fair value gap and then a continuation to the upside? You understand? Is it doing this or this? You understand? So let's see. From there, where the market is sitting, we just need, on Monday, we monitor. Tomorrow, we monitor the market exactly there. Waiting, perfectly waiting for confirmation. It's not like when the market opens, you have to start buying the market. No, you don't have confirmation yet. You don't have confirmation yet. You understand? So, from now, we can see that from there, we also have a new high here. We also have a high there. You understand? From that one, we can see that we have a supply zone there. The last bullish candlestick before the push to the downside. That's our supply zone, right? Where I've marked here. Let me just zoom it in. We can see that we have a supply zone here. You understand? And then the supply zone was tested here. The supply zone was mitigated. From there, the market shoot heavy to the downside. You understand? It shot heavy to the downside. After the market shot to the downside, it gave us a low here. It gave us a low here. You understand? It gave us a low there. And then we can see that after the market gave us that low, the market started pushing to the upside. The market started pushing to the upside. After pushing to the upside, we can see that the buying momentum, it was not that strong. You understand? The buying momentum was not that strong. That's where you started seeing the market dropping heavy. You understand? Dropping heavy because they wanted to test this untested fair value gap, this unfilled fair value gap. You understand? So we can see now that okay, our actual trend is a downtrend. So we have a break of structure here. And remember, after a break of structure, the market needs to go to the opposite direction. After you encounter a break of structure like this, the market needs to go to the opposite direction. You understand? To test another zone there before it can continue pushing to the downside. If the market is actually trending to the downside, we need to test a zone here and then a continuation to the downside, just like that. Meaning we are buying to sell. So definitely here we can see that we have an untested supply zone. Understand? We have an untested supply zone there where the market gave us a high and then it also left us the last bullish candlestick before the drop, meaning we had a supply zone there. So we can just mark it as a supply zone, a supply zone. We are marking our supply zone, right? We can see that we have an untested supply zone. The first one was tested here, you understand? Don't confuse the two supply zones. The first one was tested there where I point an arrow, meaning it was tested here. So we are no longer paying more attention to this one because it was validated, meaning it was used. So we are no longer paying more attention on it, meaning now we need to focus on an untested supply zone. You understand? We need to focus more on an untested supply zone. So we zoom in and then we focus on the actual market. From where the market gave us this high and then from where the market gave us this low. Now we need to find tomorrow or next week's direction. So we can see that the market was breaking structures to the downside. Also, we are witnessing a break of structure there. We are witnessing a break of structure there. We also had another break of structure there, our first break of structure, BOS. After we spotted this break of structure, you need to go up where the market gave you a high. You understand? After you spotted a break of structure, you need to go up where the market gave you a high, and then you look for a demand, a supply zone. You look for a supply zone, and then you can see that after the market gave you that supply zone, it went down, just like that. It gave you the supply zone, it went down, and then it came back, it tested that supply zone. After testing that supply zone, that's where you should have caught the trend or the sell on gold, meaning you could have targeted, you could have entered here and then you exit whenever the market taps into the untested fair value gap. You understand? From there, but we can see that we missed this entry. You understand? We missed this entry. So we have a small break of structure here, and then we can just mark it break of structure. Above the break of structure, the market left us a small bullish candlestick before the push. We have a supply zone. The market left us a supply zone on gold. For those who just joined, we are analyzing gold. We just started. We are still analyzing gold for the week. So we can see that we have an untested supply zone there. So let me mark it supply zone. You understand? Supply zone. After we have marked our supply zone, what do? We need to find reasons for us to keep looking for buys. You understand? So what are the reasons? Below the supply zone, we can see that the market left a fair value gap here. FVG, a fair value gap. You understand? And then we can also see that the market also gave us a break of structure here. After a break of structure, the market needs to push to the opposite direction. So what do we wait for here? We have liquidity. Where is liquidity resting? Our first liquidity area is going to be here. This is our point of interest. If we enter buys, our first target is this area. So we can just use it as our point of interest. POI, point of interest. You understand? That's our first target, because we are on an H4 time frame. So how are we going to catch this move? You understand? How are we going to catch this move? We monitor the market. You see above here, we can see that the market closed and then it went down from there. What we must wait for is the market to open, grab liquidity on the grab the sell side liquidity on that low, and then it pushes. Once it passes or it breaks above that candlestick or that area, that's where we start targeting buys. And then we take profit on an untested supply zone, just like that. So we are going to be looking for buys on, you can just, if you are interested in taking the trade, we are going to be looking for buys on 1853. 1853, that's where we're going to start looking for buys. Once gold breaks above 1853, we're going to start looking for buys. You understand? We are buying to sell. If the trend is still bearish, by the way, we're gonna continue selling. But now the reason why we are looking for buys, it's because of that untested supply zone. So at some point the market needs to buy, test the zone, and then continue selling. You understand? So if you are having any question regarding the gold analysis, before we can move to another pair, feel free to ask. Your question must be based on this analysis, the gold analysis. Then I'll definitely answer your question. So any question before we can move to Nasdaq? Was it loud and clear, or someone has a question? Any question, guys? You can just type it on the comment section. You can just type your questions on the comment section. That was loud. That was a clear one. Thank you. Loud. Okay. I see. Okay. So on gold, guys, we are only going to be looking for buys whenever tomorrow we see gold sitting above 18,000 or 1853. Here, 1853. Once gold breaks above 1853, that's where we're going to start monitoring buys. Our first target is going to be 1875, where we have marked our point of interest, where we've marked POI here, point of interest. That's our first target. Once we break the POI, once we break 1875, we know that gold is going back to 1921. You understand? If we break 1875, we know very well that gold is going to push until 1921. You understand? If I want to take a trade with H1 time frame, where may I start buying? Above 1853. That's where you can start scaling buys. That's where you can start monitoring buys on your H1 time frame. So you can just grab your analysis, mark the area, mark the price, 1853. You just mark it. Once you start seeing gold playing above that area, that's where you can start monitoring buys, because it's going to be showing you that it's now respecting the fair value gap. You understand? It's going to be showing you that, okay, I'm now respecting the fair value gap, and then we can definitely start pushing to the upside. You understand? So I think on gold we are done. Okay, I think on gold we are done. So let's go to US80, our second pair of the night, and then our last pair, it's Nasdaq, and then we call it a night. And then I'll also give you a chance to ask questions, by the way. You will be given a chance to ask questions regarding our analysis. So let's go back to let's go to USDT, our second pair of the night. So we can definitely see last week's analysis on USDT. Sell side liquidity has been grabbed. These were last week's analysis. So we were expecting USDT to start pushing from here, but it seems there was a lot of sell side liquidity, you understand, but it failed to break below this low, you understand. What we noticed, we can see that from here it pushed to the downside, but what is interesting now, we can see that it pushed, it gave us a low, it went up, it came back down, it failed to break below, it broke above. Now we know that from there, that's where we're gonna start buying, and then we target our untested supply zone. Do you understand? We target our untested supply zone. So let us start our USDT analysis. Let's remove everything and then we start afresh. So we can see that on USDT, guys, we have an overall high here. We have an overall low here. The low was created last week. This low here, the market created that low last week. We can also see that from here we had a zone. The zone it was created on the 6th of July. You understand? We mark that zone. Our demand zone was created on the 6th of July. Of June, sorry, it's June. It's June, not July. Sorry, it's June. So we can see that that zone was tested multiple times, like first touch on the zone, second touch, respecting the zone. The market has been playing above that zone for a very long time. So let's see now, is it respecting the zone or not? So we can see the market created a false breakout on the zone. You understand? The market created a false breakout on the zone, and then now it's sitting inside the zone. That's what we are interested in. Seeing the market sitting inside the demand zone, not breaking below, but inside. A false breakout first. We can see this is a false breakout. This one here, that's a false breakout. The next candlestick broke inside. We can see it clearly that USDT it's respecting the zone, meaning we have to start looking for buying. We have to start looking for buying opportunities. Please ensure that the date are surely appearing. We cannot see them. Okay, no problem, no problem. So with the date, guys, it's the reason why you can't see the date. You won't see them because I am connected to a monitor. I'm not using the PC. So with the monitor, it's zoomed, like the resolution, it's large. It's larger than our platform here. It's larger than our platform. So that's the reason why you cannot see the prices, and you won't see them. You won't see them. You will definitely not see them. But I can definitely do what? Mention the prices, the dates, you understand, for you, so that you can, you understand, keep track on them. So we can see that there US30 respected that demand zone. It broke above, or it broke above, came back down, and then now it's sitting inside. You understand? So we have seen our demand zone, and then we also have a break of structure. From there we saw that the market was pushing heavy to the downside. We have a break of structure here. You understand? We have a break of structure there, and then we can see that the market was definitely breaking structures to the downside. So there's another break of structure. There is another break of structure. We also have another one here. There is another break of structure here. BOS. And then we can definitely see that the market was breaking structures to the downside. And then it gave us a high here. You understand? That's where we are focusing on now. We are focusing where the market gave us that high and then this low here. You understand? We are focusing where the market gave us an overall high and an overall low. So on the where the market gave us a high, we can definitely see that there is a last bullish candlestick before the drop, a supply zone. So when we mark the supply zone, we can see it clearly that that supply zone was tested. Here, you can see where I'm pointing the arrow. That supply zone was tested, you understand? That supply zone was tested. The supply zone is no longer valid. And then we can see that after that, we had a break of structure here. Sorry. We have a break of structure also here. We have a break of structure there, a BOS. You understand? After testing the supply zone, the market shot to the downside heavy. You understand? When it was shooting to the downside heavy, it left a fair value gap here. So if we extend the gap to the right, you will see that after it left that gap, the market went down. It came back, it tested the gap, and then it started dropping. You understand? Meaning the gap was filled, the market started pushing to the downside. You understand? When the market was pushing to the downside like that, after mitigating the gap like that, you see? And then now it's starting to create a high, just like that. So exactly below the fair value gap here, the market left us a bullish candlestick before the push to the downside for us to use as our supply zone. You understand? For us to use as our supply zone. So what are we expecting this week? Now that we have marked everything, we have marked everything in the market. What are we expecting the market to do? We can see that first thing, the market gave us a change of character here. You see, the market created a high, it went down, it came back, it broke that high. You understand? That's a change of character, meaning the market is making us aware that it's gonna change direction. You understand? It's making us aware that soon enough it's gonna start changing direction. We can also see that it's preparing to change direction. Why? Because these lows are not equal. You understand? These lows are not equal. You can see that it failed to break down this low, meaning it's showing us that definitely I'm about to start changing direction. So where are we expecting to enter USD? We have a zone there. You understand? We have a zone. So since you don't see the prices, you can just mark on your chart, you can just mark 33,689. You can just mark that area. You understand? We are expecting USD to break above that area and then retest that area. You understand? And then we can start scaling our buys from there. And then we target the untested supply zone, just like that. So this is what we are expecting on USD this week. So let me repeat the area or the price. Let me repeat the price where we are expecting to buy USD. If USD breaks above 33,689, we start looking for buys. We start monitoring buys on USD. You understand? Definitely, we are also going to be expecting a break of structure here, just for extra confirmation. Once it takes out that high, it's going to be a BOS showing you that the market is now breaking structures to the upside. And then we target that untested supply zone. If the market is going to sell, it can definitely start selling from there. You understand? A continuation to the downside. But the market needs to mitigate the supply zone before it can continue selling. Any questions regarding USD before we can move to Nasdaq? Any question? Any question, guys? Any question regarding USD before we can move to Nasdaq? So can we place pending orders after the market opens? Yeah, you can definitely place pending orders. You understand? You can definitely place pending orders so that whenever the market goes to that direction, it's gonna trigger, and then from there, after it triggers, that's where you start putting stop losses. You don't put a stop loss on a pending order that's never triggered. You understand? That's where you can start seeing that the trade is now active. So now I have to calculate that if it goes down from here, that's where I'm gonna cut my losses. Will the supply zone be tested by the end of the week? It depends on the market. It depends on the volume. Remember, it's NFP week, by the way. Friday we are having NFP. So if the market is more volatile, we might break the supply zone by Friday. Don't forget, that's the reason why the market is now changing direction, by the way, because we are approaching NFP. So we might be buying the market on NFP. You understand? So in that case, meaning at some point, if you can catch the movement on Monday, you can definitely hold that movement until Friday. You understand? Where do we place losses roughly? You place your stop loss on the low. There is the low that you see, that's where you place your stop loss. Here, on this low, if you enter here, where the market created a low, that's where you place your stop loss. You understand? Using the 4 hours, how long can we expect to hold trade? With a take profit, guys, it's not like always the market is gonna hit TP. Not always the market is gonna hit TP. It depends. If the market is gonna hit TP, it depends on the market's volatility. Is the market having a lot of volume or not? If the market is not having volume, you are going to you might even take a month just to hit that TP. But if the market is more volatile, in 1 week you can definitely hit TP. So that's the reason why we say we don't control the market, but we can definitely see the direction of the market. But on how the market is gonna move, or how long is the market gonna take for it to reach TP, on that one we definitely don't know. You understand? I cannot just say, yeah, we are going to take 2 days just to reach that TP. No, I don't know, because I don't control the market movement. We can only see the direction. You understand? Hope that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. So any other question? Any other question before we move to Nasdaq? Remember our session, we hold it from 8 to 10. We only do 3 pairs. You understand? From 8 to 10, then we call it a night. You understand? We only do 3 pairs. So any other question before we move to our last pair of the night? Any question before we move to our last pair of the night? Next pair. Okay, it seems like everyone is sorted. It seems like everyone is sorted. So let's go to Nasdaq. Let's go to our last pair of the night, Nasdaq. We can definitely see Nasdaq is definitely going according to our setup. It's just that it's being delayed and it's being manipulated a lot. You understand? Meaning, you saw what happened on Friday. You understand? On Friday, New York session, US30 was selling, gold was selling, Euro USD was selling, AUD USD was selling, Nasdaq was pushing up by that time. From here, you can see somewhere here, Nasdaq was definitely pushing heavy to the upside without us knowing that why is it pushing to the upside. But later, that's where it started dropping. So the movement, it was delayed. This sell that you see here, it was delayed on Nasdaq. But definitely you can see that Nasdaq is giving us the confirmation that we are waiting for. So with Nasdaq, guys, we can just adjust our entry, because we can see it clearly that it's respecting our analysis. You understand? Our analysis. So on Nasdaq, there is nothing much for us to to analyze, because so far the analysis is playing according to plan. You understand? We just experienced a change of character. We just experienced a change of character. So with Nasdaq, the only thing that I can give you is the entry. You understand? And why are we expecting those buys? So we can see that Nasdaq gave us a new low, right? After giving us a new low, Nasdaq created a pattern. What is a pattern? A reversal pattern called the most famous pattern, the head and shoulders pattern. The head and shoulders pattern. We can see it created the left shoulder, it went up, it went down, created a head, it went up, went down, it created the left shoulder, the right shoulder. After the market creates the right shoulder, it's most likely for the market to push to the upside. You understand? After pushing to the upside, it has to come back down, retest the neck line, and then continue pushing. Where is the neckline? The neckline is here, where the market broke above. You understand? You see this line I just marked? It retested exactly that line. So that's the neckline, guys. That's the neck line. You understand? So on Nasdaq, we are definitely still looking at the same thing. Nothing has changed. Why? We experienced a change of character. Where did we experience a change of character first? Here. The market was breaking lows, but from there the market started taking out the highs. We experienced our first change of character there. We experienced our first CHCH change of character. We also experienced a break of structure here. After a break of structure, the market needs to go to the opposite direction. You can see after giving us that break of structure, the market dropped heavily. You understand? BOS. So we can see that the market hasn't swept this fair value gap. It also didn't sweep this liquidity. We have a first fair value gap, we have liquidity, we have a second fair value gap, we have an untested supply zone here. So with Nasdaq, it's clear, guys. We don't have to confuse ourselves. On Nasdaq, it's a clear thing. You understand? When the market opens, it needs to, we see here, we have a demand zone. It needs to go down to this demand zone. It needs to push to the downside, test that demand zone, and then from there we can definitely start buying the market. You understand? After it tested that demand zone, we can definitely start buying the market. Where is the demand zone? Where are we looking for that demand zone? 14,600. That's where we start buying Nasdaq. When Nasdaq gets to 14,600, we start scaling buys. We target an untested supply zone, just like that. Just like that, guys. So we are going to be expecting a BOS there, a break of structure. OS. BOS. BOS. There, and then we continue buying the market. Once we experience that BOS, then we know that we continue buying the market. NFP, definitely it's gonna be a clear buy. Once we break above that area before Friday, NFP is gonna be a clear buy, guys. You understand? NFP is gonna be a clear buy. So this is our Nasdaq analysis for today. So we can just use the remaining time for questions. If you are having any questions, let's use the remaining 10 minutes for questions. And then from here, we're going to see each other on Wednesday, just to do a review on the analysis that we did today. Also, maybe we'll see each other on the Zoom sessions tomorrow, since it's Monday. Any questions, guys? Any questions regarding today's analysis and everything? You are going to alert us when to buy tomorrow. Yes, only if you are in the Zoom sessions or you are part of the school. Definitely we are going to be buying together. It's clear, bro. Nice one, nice one, nice one. Okay. So are you all sorted, guys? Are you all sorted? Any other question? Don't forget, we are going to be training NFP live, by the way, on Friday. We are going to be trading NFP live. So yeah, just be prepared. Just be prepared. Okay, no problem, no problem. Any other question? We can just use the remaining 9 minutes for questions. Before I love and leave you guys. Also, it's Sunday. Yeah, I also need to go get some rest so that tomorrow I'll be here. Okay, no problem, no problem. Mvuleni. Are you going to be streaming NFP live or it's for people visiting? With NFP, we will come up with a plan. I don't know. I will first speak to Mr. Mike if are we going to stream NFP live and trading with people physically, because with NFP people, they come at our office and then we trade with them. We've never streamed NFP live. You understand? So I don't know on that one. I cannot just give you a specific answer. It's only Mr. Mike who's gonna address you, telling you what's we're definitely going to trade it live and physically and everything. Please stream, because some of us, we are not in Joburg. Yeah, I'll definitely have a word with Mr. Mike and then see if it's possible or not. You understand? So that's how it is. That's how it is. Any other question? Okay, no problem. Is it good to use plugins? Plugins in what? You mean indicators and everything? Are you talking about systems? So I think we are done for today, guys. I think we are done for today. And also, is it expected to ask? No. Copy trading questions you can ask Mr. Mike regarding copy trading. You understand? Copy trading, you can definitely give Mr. Mike, or you text on the business number. You will definitely you will definitely get your answers. Okay, guys. So I think we are done for today. Uh, so let me love and leave you guys. See you guys. For those who are coming at the school, see you guys tomorrow. And then for those who are staying far, we'll definitely see each other on Wednesday here. So you can just kindly click the subscribing button so that you'll get notified whenever we go live. Whenever we go live, you'll get notified any day. You understand? So you can just click the subscribing button so that you'll get notified whenever we go live. So yeah, guys, let me love and leave you good night. See you guys tomorrow for those who are coming at the school, and then for those who are staying far, see you guys on Wednesday, same time, same place.